If you struggle beating man press, whether that's 2-man under, cover 1 press, or cover 0 with jam across the board, I've got something that is going to completely unlock your offense. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, grab out your pen and pad, and let's get after it. Today, we are going to be talking about the S post. Now, this is one of the best routes in the game for beating man press. While 2-man under plays what is called a trail technique that plays inside and low, and cover 1 will play different techniques inside or outside based off of where the receiver lines up, and cover 0 plays even a different technique from that. It doesn't matter if your opponent is playing man press, you will be able to get the best releases in the game, sometimes being a complete whiff for an easy rat catch. And even if you get a little bit of a slower release, this route nearly always gets positioning for a conservative catch with a timing pattern. On top of that, you're going to force your opponents out of man, and this route can also be a one-play touchdown in a lot of facets. So let's go ahead and break down how this works. We're going to start off here first and foremost with a little cover 1 press here. And all we're going to do when we have a play that has an outside receiver on an S post is we are going to stem this down as far as possible. Now, before the most recent title update back at the beginning of September, we could take this down to like a 1-yard cut. Now we have a little bit less than that. It's okay though. This is going to be a really effective route that gets great positioning against man press. When you take a look here with CeeDee Lamb, he's actually going to be unbumpable, meaning that I can throw this ball against the cover 1 defense into this window. And in fact, a lot of times you could pass lead this up depending on where the safety that's playing the hook is. So right here, I just set up a route combo like this, knowing that a drag will pull the hook defender. And I just wait for this, and I'm just gonna throw a bullet pass, rat catch it. And a lot of times you're gonna be off to the races with this. So that's how that works in general against cover 1. Now, obviously with cover 1, there are gonna be zones in the middle of the field that we have to avoid. That's why I led off with that coverage. You still see that there were windows against that call. Now let's go ahead and get into 2-man under, because this is a very popular coverage that a lot of players do like to run. Now, again, the cool thing with this is that you'll just be able to stem this down. And then from there, the game is all about just making sure that you clear out the safeties, get them wide to the sideline. So a lot of times with something like this, I just want routes that are fanning outside, make those safeties split. So that way, when I get that release into the middle of the field, I don't want anybody impeding our release. And you see right here, now I can rat catch this down the middle. And if I actually held onto this ball just a little bit longer, you'll see what I'm getting at here. So I'm going to put a couple of wheels on this play. Again, depending on what formation you're using, you might have slot receivers also with an S post. You might have ace personnel like I do here. I'm in the Minnesota Vikings offense. So again, just make sure that you're not getting other routes in the way where they are impacting your throwing lane or they're carrying the man that's guarding them into your throwing lane. You really want to isolate Lamb on this route. So you see right here how this route basically gets a free release over the middle. Right there, a slight bump, but again, wide open, easy dotting against 2-man under. Now let's get into everybody's favorite desperation defense, especially when you're winning late in a game, and that is going to be mid blitz with press. They want to get hands on receivers, make you beat man-to-man pressure, and try to stop the run with a run blitz. Well, this is actually the perfect defense to go against with this particular tactic, because again, so many players are going to be down here trying to stop the run with their user. They kind of hang out, stand over the center. They're really not going to be in a spot to be able to react to this. So again, you see the press coverage. All we're going to do is stem our S post down, clear out the rest of the players. If you have to set up a protection, make sure that you go ahead and untarget the user, do your slide protection. I would probably also make sure that you move the mic icon to the edge so the running back doesn't let that A-gap rusher up the pipe, because all we need is about a second. We snap this ball, free release, throw it over the middle, and we rat catch it, and we're gone. Okay, this unbumpable route that gets the best positioning possible is so useful against any man-to-man coverage. Now, here's the thing. There is a way to slow this down, and if you guys are enjoying this topic, you guys should make sure you open up another tab and head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg, because my members over on GG have had this for well over a month. You see, this is part of my Minnesota Vikings offensive game plan. This started off as a bunch tight end game plan, but later evolved into a second game plan where I added in the tight Y off and the tight Y off weak, and later on my ace offense as well, which I will use for red zone, for situational play calls like this with man press, finishing games, and just short yardage in general. So make sure you guys go check that out. I also have over 200 vault tips between Madden and college football on the website, 11 offensive and defensive game plans between both games, and you guys will be able to access our Discord server where we have lab sessions each and every week, and I archive and record those lab sessions on the website for those that are unable to attend live. These will take your questions about things that are troubling you, questions about game plans or vault tips, or maybe even questions about things that aren't even on the website. And this can also help direct the content that you'll see in the future on the website. A lot of times I will give you sneak peeks into what I'm labbing for the near future, so you too can take a look at it before it goes on the website. So make sure you guys check it out. It is the best deal in the tip space. Now, here's the thing about this route. This route is still very, very good and reliable, even when your opponent somehow gets a press animation on you. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to call 2-man under. 2-man under, again, we've shown that we can beat press pretty frequently with this, but there are people that can play better man-to-man press. And I just want to show you that if you get the free release, great, but even if you do get jammed on the outside or you get a slow release, he will always be able to break over the middle for a possession catch. You see right there, don't give up on this throw. I don't normally advocate for staring down a route, but if you're 100% certain it is man-to-man and you're 100% certain that they're not putting a zone that's going to pick off this throwing lane in the area, you will beat the man-to-man. Okay, so right here, we didn't get a beat press animation, and Amari Cooper even stumbled. They gave a super press win right here to Peanut Tillman, and even then, it did not matter. We were able to get this release over the middle. Keep in mind that trail technique is supposed to play down and inside shade, and this route does not allow you to play trail technique. So even when you get a good jam from a cover 2 man, you're still going to have this inside positioning for a bullet pass and then a conservative catch by pressing A. But that's not all, because this route is also fantastic for the purpose of beating zone coverage for one-play scores. So let's go ahead here and go into a cover 3 shell. For the purpose of this, I am going to keep the pass rush off me just a little bit here. Let's play a cover 3 defense here and show you how to bomb this. Now, this play is perfectly set up for one hot route in a quick snap against cover 3. If you don't want the play action, then technically it's 2. All you have to do is streak the S post side tight end. That's it. Again, we're in the Minnesota Vikings offense. This is the pistol ace. You could run this concept out of whatever spread formation you want, though, with a comeback, the S post, and a slot streak if you're in a formation that has a slot receiver instead of a tight end. Now from here, running back can block, he can run a route, he can do whatever. I like to give myself a lot of checkdowns. So for instance, I might do something like this or leave the running back on a curl in the middle of the field if I know I'm going to have time. But watch how A is going to run the safety down the field, the comeback pulls, and again, this is just a bomb over the top against a cover 3 defense. You could run this from the wide side of the field to the short side as we did right here, or you can invert this route combination and run it short to wide side. So your opponent doesn't necessarily know which side the bomb is going to. And you see here that this is an easy throw that will beat the cover 3 either direction for the one-play score. But wait, we're not done. Because this is a running formation, a lot of players have this propensity for calling a cover 4 drop. This is one of those run stopping styles of defenses because the safeties are in the run fit. Believe it or not, this is also very, very good against a cover 4 shell as well. Again, the same route combination. You're just going to have a streak on the field. From there, any checkdowns are your choice. And what you're going to do is snap the football, allowing for the comeback route to pull down that player. And then you see right here, look at this throw. That safety on the right side does not see it. And then you're able to throw that for a big gain. Make one guy miss in the open field, you've got a touchdown against the cover 4 from the short side of the field to the wide side of the field. Or you can flip this and have it go the other direction. So again, you're really in a spot where this play is equipped to beat man press or bomb pretty much any zone that you're going to face in the game fairly easily. So right here we go. The other side of the field, watch the comeback to X, pulls down his man, and Yahtzee all the way over the top. Don't overthrow the ball. You see it's wide open. So this route beats everything. I would say really the only thing it doesn't do a fantastic job against is probably Tampa 2. But here's the thing about Tampa 2 even. You still have the ability to create some issues for this. This is almost like a dagger call, okay? So what you could do against a cover 2 defense is use Bowers to run that safety deep down the middle of the field and then rip this throw underneath. So it still beats that coverage as well. This is a universal money route that you have to work. It beats man, it beats press man, it beats cover 2, it beats cover 3 for a touchdown, and it beats cover 4 for a touchdown. Probably the best route in the game, and a lot of players don't use it. So make sure that you guys add it into your offense no matter what it is that you run. If you guys want to run this entire offense, it's on gridirongameplans.gg. I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab, and good luck.